You are a knob.
Pod.
And speaking of knobs, welcome to the No BS podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast.
And I am Safira and this is Laura, because today we're switching roles.
Do you know, it's quite funny that on Facebook you are Safira and I am.
Do you know how that happened? Because we were in a taxi one day. It was one night after a night out, and then randomly we decided to switch each other's names when the guy was asking us what's your names, and I was like, I'm Safira. She's like, I'm Laura. And then we changed our names on Facebook, and ever since you've stayed as
Was
Laura.
that the same taxi that the guy never said a word to us and then started shouting 5 star, 5 star, 5
Oh
star?
yeah. Give me 5 stars. I was like, okay.
No problem.
I'm pretty sure he didn't give me 5 stars though.
No. I have a 5-star rating on is it Uber? Yeah,
Uber?
5-star rating, which is such a flex.
I don't know what my rating is.
I have a 5-star.
I'm sure mine is probably
such
5
a
star.
flex, guys. Anyway, we're getting a bit off topic.
Mm-hmm. So today we're talking about how to approach a brand and also how not to approach a brand to work with them for PR, sort of influencer outreach type of things, user generated content, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm hosting it today is because Safira actually has a lot more experience in this field than I do.
I
Because,
have like first-hand experience, but you have like the business insight.
yeah, you've got experience because if you watched our last episode, I kind of dropped that you did like influencer kind of stuff before, like maybe how many years ago now was that you done that? When did you
I
start?
was doing it like a lot 6 years ago. Like
In your teenage sort of years mostly, wasn't it?
that was in the Tumblr era.
Yeah. She was a Tumblr girl. If you remember Notes, Safira got Notes.
yeah.
That's what it was,
And
wasn't
it was notes, reblogs.
Mm-hmm.
That is how I ended up doing influencing, was through Tumblr. But see, at that time, influencing wasn't a thing.
No, you were just posting really nice, like aesthetically pleasing photographs
For
of like
fun.
outfits, and like I remember the way that I remember your Instagram was like really nice pictures of your bedroom. Like your bedroom was so aesthetically pleasing. It was so inspiring to me. I was like, I want my bedroom to look like that. Like you had
I loved it.
the best of the best IKEA furniture.
Yeah. That's
Nice white
all I
walls.
cared about was making it look aesthetic.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, a lot of it staged because it was just like one corner of my room that was really nice, but that's all you needed to see.
Yeah, because
Shows
I
you how
remember
fake social media is, and you were like, you should have seen the rest of my room.
I remember going to your room thinking it was going to be this pure heaven, and then there was just like clothes everywhere all over the floor. I'm like,
Oh my God, getting exposed. I was so bad for that when I was younger. Just like clothes upon clothes on the floor. So
And then
bad.
I remember as well, like shortly after we started becoming friends, you gave me this big bag of clothes that you had been like gifted from brands. And I was like, oh my God, this is the most amazing thing that's ever happened to me. Because like I didn't have a lot of money and like neither did you, but you were obviously
Yeah,
getting them
getting for
gifted
free,
and you
yeah.
were just like, take them. And I'm like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
So good. My sister still like reaps the benefits of it because my wardrobe was full of clothes that I would just never wear because it was gifted to me.
Yeah.
Um,
But let's get into all of
Yeah.
it. Okay, so I want to know, and I'm sure the people want to know, obviously it started on Tumblr, just posting nice
Yeah.
things, but how did you get the ball rolling actually getting gifted things?
so it must have been about like 2015, maybe earlier than that probably, where I started noticing that people were tagging brands saying thank you so much for this gift. And I'm like, And that's when influencer marketing really just started to take off. Probably was actually earlier than that. But I'm like, how do I get a piece of this? Like, and this is like some really good advice. Is it's all about trial and error, because I shot my shot. I was gonna say I shooted my shot. That's not. The
I
same.
also at one point tried to shoot my shot because I was like, I want free shit as well, but I
Yeah.
wasn't as good at it as you were.
You were really good at it.
I tried, but you like nailed it. You got a lot of free stuff.
I just knew like the hashtags and the etc. And I dedicate my whole life to it. Like I was always on my phone, which is not good. But yeah, you need to shoot your shot. So I did with loads of people, and some people didn't get back to me, some people did, and then some people would be like, "Oh, we'll pay you and we'll do this and that." So it really is just trial and error, and you might get into a negotiation with a brand and go back and forth, and they might say like, how much do you want paid? And you can go back and say, I want to get paid this much money, and like, et cetera, et cetera. But it really is trial and error. You're not going to know exactly how much your content's worth, or like exactly how much free stuff you should expect until you kind of dive into it. But in saying that, I made many mistakes when I was younger because I was like really young, immature, contacting brands saying things that were really unprofessional. And no wonder like I didn't get responses. So
can you tell us like some of the brands that you first worked with?
Motel Rocks, they were a big one. They always gifted me stuff. I never got paid from them, but they used to always like send me little like PR packages, which was cute. I worked with Boohoo. I was one of their student ambassadors. I got like a £250 gift card to spend with them a month. And then they'd occasionally just send like little care packages and things. They sent me like a big bouquet of roses when I graduated. They were really nice working with Boohoo. I got to travel a lot with them.
Bow Avenue?
Bow Avenue.
You worked with Bow Avenue, didn't you?
Yeah, I had an affiliate code with them as well. Loads of people.
And was that mostly on like a gifted basis that you did these
I'd say a
collaborations?
majority of my work was gifted. Even like traveling out and going to these events is so much fun, but I never got paid to do it. So technically I was like sacrificing my time for free to go out and make this content. And these brands must have been loving it. Like, here's just like some free stuff and we're going to like make you travel all around the UK and we're not going to pay you. But you get free stuff.
Do you regret that? Or are you happy with the fact that you did it and just got like free things for it?
I don't regret it at all. I had so much fun. And
it's probably good experience as well.
Good life experience to go out. Like, because I wasn't really like, I came from like a little bit of a stricter background, so I didn't really go out and do these things like normally. And obviously because it was for work, I was allowed to go and do it. So it gave me a wee bit more confidence and life experience. And yeah, it was just fun. Like, we did all sorts of things. Like, Boohoo took us to Tonight. No, I'm thinking Tonight Josephine. That's where our event is. It's a place in Manchester. It's like, you'll know what it is. I can't remember the name of it. And it's pink inside, and they've got like a runway, and like people come out and do shows and things.
I don't know. I think I might have seen it before. I think I know kind of what you're talking about.
They take us out to like the bougiest places ever. We did like a collaboration with Steph Landon. I got invited to the launch of that. It's just like really exciting things that you would never get to do.
So that's what's important about this kind of thing. It's establishing what are you trying to get out of it. Are you trying to make money out of it? Or are you trying to just get good life experience? Do you want some free things? Like, that's really the crux of it. What do you want? What's going to benefit you, but also benefit the brand?
For sure. And especially like if you're doing influencing, or you're wanting to do influencing and get free PR, and it's in a field that you already work in, it's only going to be like good for your business. Like, imagine getting tons of free product.
But then also it does accumulate a lot of waste as well, which is probably another conversation with like PR and gifted
for
things.
sure, because if you think about all those clothes, they're going to end up in landfill.
Yeah.
Inevitably.
Or unless you've got friends.
Yeah.
that you want to give them to.
I'm lucky that I'm in the position that I have people that I could give the clothes to.
Yeah.
But like, I know there's people that's probably just getting like tossed. Do you know?
What I see a lot of the time actually is like bigger influencers putting their stuff on Vinted literally after they've made the content with it and make money on it.
Yeah. Do you listen to the Cancel podcast?
No.
Tana,
well, I used to, but not really.
Tana like got someone she's like hired someone to run her Depop. So like her job is solely just to like upload her old clothes to Depop. So it is becoming the norm. But yeah.
It is so wasteful though when you think about it. But you can understand it from the brand's perspective as well. Like trying to get these influencers to advertise their clothes, it is good marketing for them. Mm-hmm. So yeah. Right, so let's get into, okay, you've heard what it's like. Sounds great. Now you want a piece of the pie. How should you approach a brand? Say you're wanting a gifted calibration? No. A gifted collaboration where you really love this brand, you shop from them all the time, and you want to use their products and get them to gift you stuff for free. How do you ask them that?
Well, there's two things, right? So the brand might reach out to you, in which case to say thanks. But if you are like taking the step to reach out to a brand, sometimes I'm like shocked and appalled by the messages that we get. No offense to some of you guys, but like, what are you thinking? You need to remember when you reach out to a brand, like you're in a business setting, so you would treat it like you would a job. And you need to like message in a certain way. You can't just be like, hi, can I please get free stuff?
Can I just say my pet peeve? How many likes for this? It really annoys me.
How many likes?
How many likes? I know that that's like a trend thing that goes on, but I just think I think it's quite rude, honestly. Like, you're in our setting, right, we're business to business, so you're a nail technician. How would you feel if a client messaged you and said, how many likes for a free set of nails? I don't think you'd be very happy. You know, it's kind of degrading to businesses in a way. Maybe if you're a massive conglomerate, like you can afford to do stuff like that, and that's fine. And I get it, shooting your shot. But personally, I think it's quite rude.
I totally see how that can come across as rude, actually, because you're right. You'd be raging.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You would start the message off like, hi, brand, and make sure you get the correct brand in it, because honestly, the amount of messages that we get where it's like, hi,
other brand.
It's
like, that's actually not us. You've got the wrong person.
But that's obviously because you're sending out like a mass message, and to us it feels super like instantly gives us ick. We don't want to swipe right. We are not interested.
Yeah, you've not even taken the time to write a personalised message, or even if you have copy and pasted, not even change the name of the brand.
Yeah. There's nothing wrong with copy and pasting, but there is in a sense, because like in that email you need to kind of talk about, you need to keep it short and concise. It can't waffle on. You can't tell us about like your whole life story, when you were born, you know,
all the troubles you've been through.
Like, it's too much, because if you think about it, if you think about it in this way, right? If we get 100 emails in a day and we only have an hour to do emails, we don't even have a minute per email to go through. So if you're sending like a huge long paragraph, we're not going to have time to read it.
Yeah.
So keep it short and concise. But also talk a little bit about the brand. Flirt with them a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Tell them what you like about them.
It's like tailoring your CV for a job you're applying to. Like, it's okay to have one CV and send it out and then see who gets back to you, but you've got a better chance of actually getting somewhere if you tailor the CV to the job specifically you're applying to and write the experience that's relevant.
Agree. And it wouldn't hurt as well, like if you are familiar with the brand or you use their products, you know, like, I really like this product that you use. I use it all the time. Or even you can put like a photo or some content maybe you've done with a product that the brand carries before, to give an example of the kind of work that you do.
That always appeals to me as someone that's looking for people to work with. If I can see already what they can do with their content using our products, then that gives me more confidence to then take them on for a collaboration.
Exactly. It's like a portfolio almost. Mm-hmm. And you could also go the extra mile if you wanted and make a brand kit. You could show like, this is the kind of content I can make on my stories. This is the kind of content I can make on my feed. These are my TikToks. These are my reels. This is how much each of those cost. If you're like at the point where you feel like you start charging, how do you feel about brand kits?
I think if it's done like that, yeah, like, and especially if they tailor it, like, here's a video I've made using Angel Builder Gel. If you'd like me to do something along the lines of this, maybe more professionally, blah, blah, or with a brief, here's my price. Like, that's great. What I don't want is people that aren't necessarily open to negotiation and just sort of send like a rates card. I mean, it is, sometimes I'll ask people for a rates card if I'm reaching out to them, but people that just send me a rates card and go, here's my rates card, do you want to collaborate? And it's like, would you be open to doing this, that, or this? And then it's just like, nope. And then it's like, okay, well, doesn't work for me. I think having like a conversation and like an open dialogue back and forth about what I want and what you're willing to do, and then finding something that benefits us both and a price point that we're both happy with, and a more long-term discussion like works better, rather than just like a quick fire that off to you and then see what happens, you know?
Yeah, because you need to take into consideration a few things like the size of the brand. That will like change their budget. And we were literally just saying before this podcast, so like you might assume that like a really big brand would have like a high budget, but it might not, because if you think about like, I don't want to give an example, but like if you had a really big brand and you reached out to them, they probably get like so many people reaching out to them every day that they've spread their budget thin, so they're not going to have any space for you. But then the same goes for like a really small brand, because they don't have a big budget, and so their budget's already like very thinly stretched. So
especially when you consider how much we do with the community in terms of like Winter Wednesdays.
Yeah,
we give away
much
so
free
much stuff. We do a lot of gifted PR in the sense of just trying to get products into people's hands. We do really cheap deals like on the Try Me Love Me kits. We lose out on money that way. So that leaves us with a very, very small budget when it comes to like paid collaborations for like user generated content and stuff like that, for example.
Yeah.
So as the brand doing a lot of that, that explains why their actual marketing budget is so small. Or is it a big conglomerate brand that just pays influencers? In that case, you've probably got a better chance of like getting paid more for work, I would say.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think like you need to manage your expectations a little bit, because especially like there are people out there that do this for a living, and that's fine. Like that totally, you don't need to work with certain brands because they might not pay you. But similarly, you need to be comfortable with the fact that you might only get gifted opportunities. What was my point?
I do totally appreciate that as well, that people do this and earn a living out of it. And that's where I've become open to negotiation sometimes as well. Like if I've reached out to a creator, this actually happened recently, and I said to her, like, we're looking for some user generated content. We don't usually do this. This is a new thing that I'm kind of trying. And I seen her videos, and this is what she does for a living. She also happens to be a nail tech. I thought you'd be perfect for this opportunity. I gave her the sort of price point, what I'm looking for and the price point I'm looking to pay. And then she came back to me and said that she really likes the idea. She wants to participate in it. She wants to support the brand, which I thought was lovely. That was a really nice way to open the negotiation. And then she said that her usual rate for something like that would be XYZ. But obviously as a one-off, first time working with us, and cause she really likes the idea and wants to support us, she would be offering it to us for this price, and met me in the middle that way. And I think that was a great way to negotiate. So yes, I ended up paying more than what I had originally budgeted for, but we were both happy with the outcome in the end.
Yeah, it should be mutually beneficial. No one should be getting ripped off.
Yeah, and like that's the main thing. Everyone wants to feel like they've benefited from it in the end. Like no one wants to feel like, oh, I've been done out of money or whatever. And that's where trust in the brand that you're working with comes into play. Like don't be selling yourself to just everybody, and making sure that it's reputable people that you're working with.
Absolutely. Because like I think that we aren't exclusive with PR or like anything like that. We're not exclusive. You could go out and like represent any brand that you want after you did like a video for us, for instance. But to me, especially when I was doing it, I found more success staying loyal to like particular brands. So for instance, when I worked with Boohoo, they said, we prefer if you don't post about any of these brands. You don't have to, because I didn't sign an exclusivity deal with them. However, I just didn't, because of all the opportunities that they were giving me. And I don't know, I just feel like you form a better connection.
I totally agree with that. I think that's a great point. Like, I don't ever put an exclusivity deal on anything. Anytime we have an affiliate or anything like that, or we ask them to do content, we're giving PR, they're not obliged to stick with us and only do it for us, because we never want to restrict nail techs
exactly.
in that
and
way.
It wouldn't be fair for us to say, well, you can only post about us if you do that.
And we'd have to pay them a lot more for an exclusivity deal. You know, that's like a big brand thing to do. Like that's not something we would ever do. But at the same time, I do always appreciate when they still stay loyal to us.
I know.
And I think it's because we only really ever reach out to people that we interact with and have that organic relationship with, or people that use our products anyway. So you do find that they're already sort of loyal customers.
Yeah.
But I would never expect that of someone. Like, I would never expect them to just do content only for us, because that's not fair to ask someone. But at the same time, when you see them working with loads and loads and loads of brands, it does put me off them a wee bit, because then it's like it becomes less authentic. And that's nothing against them. Get your bag, love that. But at the moment, for our brand, it becomes not the right option.
Absolutely. I think as well, like I don't do the PR side of things, but I will like refer people to the person to contact for PR. And the way I do that will be like going onto an account and like having a quick browse through. And if I see like 20 different brands, I'm like, well, you just want like a wee bit of free stuff from everywhere, and you're not really interested in like honing down on one brand and like loving the product. So you couldn't actually give an authentic review, in my opinion. And I, as a consumer, wouldn't trust your opinion because you're posting about all these different brands. And that's why, like, when you're a nail tech and like nail brands are like reaching out to you, you're in a beneficial position where you already are in the target market. Like your audience are already in the target market that a nail brand would want to reach. So the only thing you really need to do is make sure that your content is like authentic, because that's what the consumers want. And we know that people are not going to like enjoy your content if we send you free stuff. It's not on our benefit.
Yeah.
I remember my other point as well, just to go back on it really quickly, was about the money. When you like send over to a brand like, this is my rates, sometimes it can be like a complete blockade, because it could be over our budget and instantly we're like, well, we don't have the budget for that and we don't want to negotiate because it's way too high. So absolutely, negotiation.
Yeah. But also, even if someone does send me rates that are way out the budget, I will still say, look, this is the number I had in mind, but I totally respect if that's not for you. It's just what we can afford right now. Yeah. And that's not to say that in the future we couldn't revisit it. Just right now, that's all we can afford. And if they say no, fine, no harm done. If they say yes, great. And that's it.
This is what I was saying earlier. It's just trial and error, isn't it? Because you're not going to know exactly what your content is worth until you like do reach out.
Yeah. And that's the thing as well, like making sure that if you are wanting to reach out to brands, you're clear about what you're offering, because there's different ways that you can do content. So sometimes we'll want influencer content of people that are like nail influencers, but then oftentimes I just want good content, like user generated content. So if it's influencer content, yes, I'll maybe care about if they're working with loads of different brands, because like you said, it's not authentic. But if it's user generated content and we're taking it for our page to post, I don't care who you're working with, because that's you get in your bag. So could you maybe talk to us about the difference between being an influencer and being like someone that does UGC?
Right. Being an influencer, I'd say, is just someone that has an influence on people. They might have a big following. They might have loads of people that love them.
Do they need to have good content?
Not necessarily. Some influencers have really bad content, actually, but they just have a likability about them. And also you'll find maybe I'm wrong in saying this, but I feel like with an influencer, it would be like their full-time job. It'd be something that they do like more full-time. But then I'm like, there is a really big rise in UGC where people are actually like making money off of it, where they can do it full-time.
This year, I've noticed a huge spike in it of people taking it on as a full-time job.
Especially with TikTok. Mm-hmm. Like anyone can do UGC in TikTok.
In the nail industry, I'm seeing a lot more user-generated content accounts popping up, and I like it because that's what I'm looking for. I don't really care about your following. I want to post it on my page. Not my page, nail order page.
Exactly. I think people assume that you need to have like a really big following to do this, but you don't, especially if it's just user-generated content. And what that is literally just like, it's just how it sounds. It's just something that you've made, a video that you've made, and you post it on the internet. And
you make it for a brand, basically.
It would be like using all nail order product, for instance, and then you tag nail order. And
like Zoya Mack, for example, we hire her a lot to do user-generated content. So her content, if you've ever seen it, is like unreal. It's the best that I've ever seen personally in the industry. And it's ad worthy. So I like to pay her to do these videos so that we can put a bit of money behind them for ads to advertise new product launches.
Yeah.
I don't care how many followers Zoya Mack has. It doesn't interest me in the slightest. I care about paying her to give me good videos that I can post on the nail order Instagram.
Yeah. Another thing to consider when you're reaching out to a brand, because if your content's not good, you're not going to get an email back. And you would actually find a lot more benefit going back and honing in on your skill and like just trying to make the best content that you can, rather than reaching out to like hundreds of brands and wasting your time. Like that time and energy that you're spending doing that would be much better put to use, like, I don't know, learning to edit videos, learning to edit photos, all that kind of stuff before you then like do all that, because you're just wasting your time.
Yeah, it's a sad reality. It's a reality I've had to face before as well. Like I've reached out to brands to do collaborations and stuff and been rejected. But looking back, I realised content wasn't actually good. I thought it was at the time. I was so sure of it, But looking back on it, hindsight's 2020, it wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
And I can see why I was rejected now. But you don't see that sometimes in the moment because you think it's so great. But that comes with time, having that self-awareness, doesn't it? Like learning these sad realities.
You need to accept rejection. It's so funny. Like, this is all so much like, I literally wrote my notes. You should approach a brand like you're on Tinder.
Mm-hmm.
Be a bit flirty, be a little bit enticing.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare for rejection, maybe.
Yeah. I've had to prepare for rejection a lot recently because I've been house hunting and I've felt rejection 3 times now. And it's the most heartbreaking thing ever because I was like, I'm so sure this offer is going to get me this house. This is a great offer. And I really hate myself up about it. I imagined myself living in the house and
That's
everything.
the worst thing you can do.
I know. I was like, this will be my wee garden and I'll do this and that. And then they come back and they're like, yeah, your offer was 5th place. And I'm like, oh, you're kidding me. That was a great offer. In the moment, you're so like, what the hell? But then you realise, okay, like someone obviously has deeper pockets and that's fine. But that's a learning curve, isn't it? And then eventually, I just put the work in to find something else. And I got a house.
Yay! House reveal.
Yeah. So it's like, if you just keep at it and keep at it and keep at it, you get the result that you want. You might not get it the first, second, third time, but just keep trying and you'll get there.
Absolutely.
Don't give up and just put the effort in.
I also wrote, err on the side of caution and don't look desperate.
Yeah, that's the desperation thing. It's like, we don't always have the time to reply to emails, especially when they're like the copy and paste ones, you know what I mean? I'm just like, oh, I'm not even replying to that. Like, not out of badness, but it's like you said, we're being paid. It's Chris and Becca's time. I don't really necessarily have the time to reply to every single collaboration. We get hundreds, guys, hundreds. And then they follow up with like question marks. And I'm just like, oh God.
It's a bit rude.
That's so icky. I really don't want to reply to you now.
You really need to be professional. Look at it as like it's a profession.
Just accept also that if you're sending out these mass emails that you might not get replies. That's it. Like brands don't have the time schedules. Like we don't have all the time. I need an extra day of the week actually.
I know.
For all the stuff we have
going on.
Do you know
saying that? I'd say that we reply to like 98% of messages because like that's just what we do. But it's really difficult for us.
Time consuming.
Time consuming. But yeah, don't try and guilt trip a brand. Don't try and don't tell your whole life story. Like
the sob stories are really bad as well.
Because you wouldn't go to a job interview and be like,
and the baby lost its legs. Yeah. What's the wee shrimp from Shark Tale?
And her legs were cut off and her head was cut off. And she just had 3 babies. And I can't remember.
Extra shifts at the warehouse just makes me extra money.
Can I please get some free gel polish?
Yeah, and that's the solution to their problems is free gel polish. And you're just like,
Yeah.
I wish that was the solution to my problems.
It puts us in a really awkward position.
Yeah.
Like,
makes you feel so guilty. I'm now stuck in Shark Tale in my head. Yeah. Shark Tale shrimp in my head. And the baby lost its legs. I hope people know what we're talking about when we say that.
The other things in this, my notes, we decided we weren't going to talk about. So that's really it. So we should recap a little bit. Like what have we learned here?
Okay, so key points to take away from this conversation is when you're reaching out to a brand, remember that you're a professional. Obviously, with professionalism, just like a job interview, you want to come across as likeable, fun, a little bit flirty, like enticing, but also desirable. That's a perfect word. But also remembering that there is the possibility of rejection, the possibility of negotiation. And if you do get accepted, make sure it's on terms that you're happy with, and it's also something that's going to benefit the brand. Like, make sure you're saying to them what you're offering them before they tell you what they can pay you in return.
The other thing is to really consider what you want to put your time into. Mm-hmm. It does actually take a lot of time to copy and paste a message to like 50 different brands. And then the feeling of rejection from all those brands because they know it's been a copy and pasted message. You really just should think about working on yourself, working on your content. We have podcast videos on content creation. We have tips.
We could probably do more of that, to be fair.
Yeah, I feel like we could even post tutorials on like how to like do do it, but I don't know if people are interested in that.
Yeah, let us know in the comments. But also another takeaway is just like how not to reach out to brands. Like, don't be pushy, don't be entitled. That's something that I really hate. Don't give sob stories, and don't offer something that you don't have. Like, with the greatest respect, if you've only got a couple of 100 followers on your profile and some very mediocre pictures, then
Yeah.
you very possibly are wasting your time, and there needs to be a bit of self-reflection there. And this is coming from someone that has been in that position, wore the t-shirt, learned from my mistakes. Like, no one will want to work with you in that situation. You might think that your content's great, but compare it to, I know people say don't ever compare yourself, but compare it to the people that you're looking at that are getting the deals with the brands. Does your quality match up to their standard? If not, then
yeah. The saying is like, don't compare yourself to others. Absolutely. Don't think in the mentality, why are they getting this? Why are they getting that? Like, I think it's more of a mentality thing, because there is a reason why, and you can do it as well. It's your ability is like, it doesn't mean like you don't have the ability to do that. Like, you can do it. You just need to put the work in.
Yeah. A lot of it as well is funds. So like starting up stuff like this requires a lot of funds. Like, say if you look at any of the big like influencers like Molly May, I don't know if you ever watched her documentary. She was buying loads of clothes on her mum's credit card to do haul videos, which is what got her kickstarted in her career. If you don't have Bank of Mummy and Daddy's credit card, you can't do that. And sometimes these are just sad realities that we have to face.
Yeah. I was using my student loan.
Yeah. So it's like, do you want to put yourself in that position to be an influencer? If the answer is no, then I would opt for maybe investing your money in some good kit to do user-generated content and make some money that way, which is a lot more, a lot less wasteful, I would say.
Yeah. And also, a lot of brands, including ourselves, you can sign up for affiliate programs and make money instantly. Like, we have something on TikTok, it's an affiliate program. I think you need to have 1,000 followers or something. That's not a requirement that we have. It's just something that TikTok
requirement,
require. And you can sign up for free products with that. Most of the time, if there is like the budget for it. Right now, not so much because of all the free PR that we've been giving out.
Too much.
But when we can, we do give out the free products so people can make UGC, and that's probably something to look into.
I think that that's a great start.
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
User-generated content is the TikTok affiliate program, requesting free samples. And what it does is it's very mutually beneficial because it holds creators accountable for making content, which helps the brand, but it also means that creators just getting started out in the industry, or creators that really like the product that want to just get it for free, can get that and make content with it, and then also get commission if anyone buys it from that content.
Yeah, and I've seen people make crazy commission. Like, you can make such good commission if you put the work in.
Yeah. And you don't even need to be that great. You could just be like holding it and talking about it.
I've had people like, especially with things like our boxes of gloves.
Yep.
That's like a high price point, and they will make like one video, and then for some reason it will just like get so many views, and they'll make like crazy commission off of it. But that's just...
And we always repost it and stuff like that as well, so it can help get your page out there. I think if you want to get started in the world of UGC or even influencing, the TikTok is the best place to start.
I agree. It brings me on to my final point. I don't know if you've got anything else to say.
No.
If you do reach out to a brand and you are successful in getting free product, make sure you post about it. It's so annoying to be like, hey,
can I have PR? And then you're like, yeah.
Do you remember that like package I sent you? Did you like it? And then they will reply like, yes. And you're like, can you like do what you promised to do with it? It's so awkward. Like, don't put brands in that position, because A, they're never going to work with you again, and B,
they feel scammed.
Yeah, like, why have you done this?
Yeah. But if we offer to send someone PR, we do that on a no obligation basis. So they don't have to post about it. It's just because we're trying to get the product into their hands. But if you've reached out to us and said, oh, you've got this, that, and you're going to make us a video and do a review, and you're just up and coming and you need the help and you can't afford it and you want PR, and then we're like, yeah, okay, that's great, we'll do it. And then we never see anything from you and you've just took the free stuff from us, we're going to be pissed off. Yeah. Like, what have you done that for? That's really mean.
And don't forget, okay, all of the brands, most of the brands in the nail industry, we all know one another.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, we talk.
If you've got a bad rep with multiple brands, they know. They all know.
Don't shoot yourself in the foot.
I really almost said someone's name there.
Zip it. I keep saying things wrong. I had to think there, like, it is shoot yourself in the foot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yesterday I was like getting Chris and Becca to stand at a board and I was like, it's squee whiff. And they were like, what? I didn't know it was ski whiff.
Ski whiffy.
I was like, but I was like adamant, like, it's squee whiff.
Squee whiff.
Squee whiff.
Ski whiff.
My bad.
I like squee whiff better, actually.
Cute, right?
Yeah. Squee.
On that note.
Anywho.
I hope that you guys learned something from this. I feel like we've went on a proper ramble today.
Yeah, this might actually be a long one. I think we've maybe went way over time schedule. Sorry, Chris.
So sorry. It's a long one, but I think you could learn a lot from it.
Mm-hmm.
On that note, please like our video, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications, and leave us a comment or else.
Or else.
And send us on WhatsApp to your mom, your grandma, your cousin.
Share it with someone
your
that's
boss.
looking to do influencer or user-generated content.
Yeah. Okay.
And this might help.
Finito.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.